Welcome, everyone. This is the first episode on my channel where we break down timeless biblical scripture and apply it to our everyday lives. Today, we're diving into one of the most well-known verses in the Bible, Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now, you might be thinking, how can a verse about the beginning of everything still have relevance today? Well, we'll find out. But first, let's take a moment to reflect. Have you ever felt like you're at the start of something big, but unsure of how to begin? Maybe it's a new job, a fresh relationship, or even a new mindset. Today we'll unpack this scripture, not just as a historical account, but as a guide for moral, ethical, and spiritual growth in modern times. So let's get right into it. Let's start with that first phrase. In the beginning, God. The Bible opens with an intentional act. It wasn't random, it wasn't chaotic, it was purposeful. God didn't just create, He set a foundation. And isn't that something we need more of today? A sense of purpose and direction, especially in a world that can sometimes feel overwhelming. Think about this. We live in an age of information overload. Whether it's the constant scroll on social media, the barrage of news, or the pressure to hustle and grind in every area of life, many of us can feel lost. Where do you even begin when everything demands your attention at once? The answer might lie in Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created. What if we approached each day like that? With intention and purpose, setting a solid foundation before we dive into the chaos? Let me ask you, what's the foundation you're setting for yourself right now? Is it strong? Is it grounded in faith, love, and integrity? Or are you building on shaky ground, trying to keep up with the world's endless demands? Now, when we think about creation, we think about the physical, the earth, the sky, the universe. But it's not just about what's created, it's about how it's created. The fact that God created with purpose and order gives us an ethical blueprint to follow. In today's world, where moral lines often seem blurred, how do we distinguish right from wrong? One of the lessons from Genesis 1:1 is that God's work was intentional and good. He created with care. And isn't that what we're called to do in our own lives? Whether you're making a decision at work, raising a family, or just navigating relationships, the act of creation, and I mean in everything you do, should be thoughtful, purposeful, and good. For example, let's take the rise of artificial intelligence. It's a technology that's reshaping industries, communication, and even healthcare. But it also raises ethical questions. Should we create just because we can? Are we considering the impact? Just as God's creation was thoughtful and purposeful, our creations, whether it's in technology, relationships, or even our daily choices, should reflect that same level of responsibility. In your own life, are you creating with care and intention? Are your decisions aligned with the moral and ethical framework laid out for us in Scripture? Let's talk about spiritual growth. In the beginning, God, those words remind us that everything starts with Him. When life feels chaotic or out of control, going back to the source can recalibrate our spirit. We all face moments of uncertainty. Perhaps you've lost a job, or you're in a situation where the future seems unclear. In these moments, we have to remind ourselves that God is the ultimate creator. He brought order to the chaos, and He can bring clarity to our lives. Think of this recent rise in discussions about mental health, particularly after the global pandemic. There's a collective feeling of starting over, of reordering priorities. For many, it's been a chance to reconnect with their spiritual side, seeking peace, purpose, and balance in the midst of uncertainty. Take a moment. What areas of your life feel chaotic right now? Where do you need to invite God in to create order? One of the most powerful ways to apply this scripture to modern times is by recognizing that just as God created the world from nothing, we are also creators. We create our reality through our choices, our words, and our actions. Every day we have the opportunity to bring light or darkness into the world. Look at the current global discussions around climate change. The earth is groaning under the weight of human action, and it's a stark reminder that the creation wasn't just a past event, it's ongoing. We are co-creators, tasked with stewarding what God has given us. Genesis 1:1 challenges us. Are we taking that role seriously? This might be a good moment for prayer. Wherever you are, take a moment to ask God to guide your decisions, to help you create with purpose, and to be a good steward of His creation. As we wrap up today's episode, let's go back to Genesis 1:1 one more time. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Let that verse be a reminder that no matter where you are in your life right now, whether you're at the start of a new chapter or in the middle of a difficult season, God is with you, guiding you to create something good and meaningful. If today's message resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment below. Share the video and remember to subscribe so you'll get notifications on the next video.